What's going on, socialites and coaches? Checking in to our third video in our prep for Season 8 of the Global Pokemon Society Draft League, featuring VGC doubles in Brilliant Diamond, Shine Pearl. If you missed our first two episodes, we had a just brief introduction overview in part 1, and in part 2 we went over perhaps the most powerful strategy in this VGC format, weather, especially rain. And we talked about those teams, how to construct them, and also how to try to beat them if you're not playing one yourself. So in this video, we're going to be going over a few secondary strategies that are used a lot. Starting off, go right with Trick Room. Trick Room, after rain, is probably the second strategy, and it's a pretty big drop off from rain. Again, rain is definitely like the S tier strat, but Trick Room's in the A tier for strats. Cresselia, still arguably the best Pokemon in the format, just so bulky. All you have to do is run Ice Beam with Calm Mind and Moonlight, get so much recovery, and if you want it to have team support, you can run Trick Room with it, or if you want to be a little more offensive, you could run Psychic as well, just to give it another stab option. But Cresselia, definitely one of the best Trick Room users, and just one of the best overall Pokemon for sure. You don't even need the Mental Herb. You could go with Leftovers or whatever you want. Another good Trick Room setter is Bronzong. Gets access to Gyro Ball, which is great when it's attacking first. Hypnosis to put other Pokemon to sleep. Which is a very good typing. Steel and Psychic. Gets access to two good defensive abilities, Levitate and Heat Proof. Just another very solid Trick Room Pokemon. Slowbro, a more offensive Trick Room Pokemon. You see it runs Calm Mind there alongside Scald and Psychic. And while there's not a lot of switching in doubles, the Regenerator does give Slowbro a little bit of play, being able to switch in and out if it needs to get some recovery. And Dusknoir actually replaces Dusclops in this game due to no Eviolite being around in Gen 4, so Dusknoir has a little bit more bulk than Dusclops. The only downside is your foul plays will do more damage to you because of Dusknoir's higher attack, but you kind of just run this just like you would Dusclops, because there's really no good Ghost Stab for Dusknoir, so you run Nightshade, Will-O-Wisp, Pain Split, Trick Room. You know, you can run Leftovers on it, or you could run a Mental Herb if you're afraid of Taunt. Whichever one you want to do. But Dusknoir, still pretty solid. As far as Trick Room abusers go, I mean, obviously, there are a lot of slow Pokemon, such as Snorlax, Hariyama, Rhyperior. They can all take advantage of Trick Room. But perhaps the best Trick Room abuser is Azumarill, with a great Water Fairy typing, as well as the ability Huge Power to double its attack stat, and the setup move Belly Drum. So if you're able to get off a Belly Drum, you could also run Protect here instead of the Aqua Jet. Just run Waterfall and Play Rough, or run Aqua Jet over Waterfall, either way. But yeah, so turn 1, you could have like a redirection user to get off your Belly Drum. Assuming the redirection user dies from the 2 attacks, you can get out your Trick Room user, Protect with Azumarill while setting up Trick Room, and then Azumarill can really kind of take it from there, being able to take out so many Pokemon. And Torkoal, another honorable mention, works very good on teams that use both Trick Room and the weather. A great partner with Cresselia. It is possible in this draft to have both of these We'll have to see if it happens. It would be pretty crazy if it did, since both Pokemon are very good. And Cresselia should go probably in the first couple picks. Alright, the next strategy that we have here is Rock Slide spam. So we've kind of talked about this when comparing this format to Gen 8 Sword and Shield format. Without Dynamax, Flinch is very much alive and well here. So having a team of fast, strong Pokemon with Rock Slide, if your Rock Slides are hitting, you have over a 50% chance that both Pokemon will flinch, which is very powerful stuff, being able to just get free turns. You see the three main dragons here, Garchomp, Dragonite, and Salamence, all strong, all with reasonable speed stats. Dragonite, of course, can do a Dragon Dance to raise that speed stat a little bit more, but basically, if you want to run Rock Slide spam, you just run Dragon Claw, Rock Slide, Set It Move, and Protect on all of these. With the Life Orbs, pretty good. Dragonite, you could run Multiscale. Inner Focus, of course, means that it can't be intimidated. So you have that as well. And it can't be flinched from Fake Outs. If you want to go a little bit faster than that, you can go Infernape. And still you can get access to Fake Out, Fire, and Fighting moves. Mamoswine, also able to hit hard with some Rock Slides, Icy Wind for speed control as well, and Oblivious again, making it immune to Intimidate. And perhaps the fastest Rock Slide user, and probably the strongest Rock Slide user as well, if you did want to put a boosting item on it, is Aerodactyl, thanks to getting that Stab Rock Slide. I do like having Focus Sash though, because Aerodactyl is very frail. But Rock Slide is really the only move you need, since it doesn't get any good flying coverage or anything. Taunt is good utility, and Tailwind, of course, for team support and Protect. So pretty standard stuff there, but that is a strategy you could do if you want to load up with a couple fast, strong Rock Slide users on your team. You'll just steal some games by getting a couple key flinches when your opponent wasn't ready for it. And the last strategy that I want to talk about is DIS-QUAKE. So this is combining Discharge Pokemon, the move Discharge, which is a spread electric type move that hits all Pokemon in the field and has a really high chance to paralyze. If you look here, 30% chance to paralyze. It's pretty good. If you hit both of your opponents, it is a 51% chance that at least one of them will be paralyzed. So pretty good stuff there. And you pair these Discharge users with ground types that have Earthquake, so that they can spam their Earthquake. So the only two Discharge users that are immune to Earthquake are Zapdos and all the Rotom forms, thanks to Levitate. So those are definitely going to be pretty good here. Zapdos, of course, has more power and speed than Rotom, making it the better candidate for the Discharge strategy. It doesn't get any coverage moves really other than Hyper Beam, so you want to make sure that you have something to hit the ground types there. But with the choice specs, you're going to be hitting things so hard with that Discharge. Rotom, on the other hand, you might want to run a Nasty Plot set, or you could run a little bit more of a support set with Will-O-Wisp or even Thunder Wave. But if you're discharging, you don't really need the Thunder Wave as much. But yeah, Zapdos is the number one, but the Rotoms will all do fine. As far as ground types that learn Earthquake, of course, there are a lot of them. You want something that has pretty high speed. Garchomp is pretty famous for this one, as it has a nice 102 base speed as well as a very good 130 attack stat. Mamoswine, even though it's a little slower, at 80 base speed still has that 130 attack stat and is immune to Intimidate, so you will still get off these really strong Earthquakes. For some lower, less relevant ones, you have Flygon, who, again, with that 100 base speed, very nice. You could throw a choice band on it to make up for that attack stat, allowing you to also like U-turn or use Rock Slide if you want to in certain situations. And one that I think would be pretty interesting is a Focus Sash Dugtrio. This is the fastest Earthquake user that we have as a ground type with 120 base speed. So yes, its attack stat base 100, not the best. So maybe you do want something more like a Life Orb or a Choice Band on it. But it's also nice that it has the Arena Trap ability. So that'll make it so that your opponent can't switch out. So if you get a favorable matchup where your Zapdos Discharge and your Dugtrio Earthquake can knock out 2 Pokemon, because you will outspeed them, and they can't switch out, then that's definitely the way to go there. So I hope that you guys think about some of these other strategies as well. Come up with your own strategies too. On tomorrow's video, we will be talking about the key differences and certain moves that work better in doubles versus singles. Thanks for watching, everybody, and as always, stay classy, society.